Hi, welcome to this SAP FICO training video. This is for margin analysis. Within margin analysis is master data. Today is December the 10th. December the 10th, 2024. And if these SAP FICO training videos are helping you on your SAP FICO training journey, please like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment in the chat. Let me know how many years of SAP FICO training you have. Without further delay, let's get into it. The agenda for today is overview of margin analysis, operating concern, data structure, operating concern attributes, characteristics hierarchy, characteristic derivation. Focus, overview of margin analysis. What does margin analysis provide? Detailed analysis of the profitability of the company. What enables an accurate contribution margin? The margin analysis. What level is profitability calculated on? The characteristic level. What foundation ensures profitability analysis is accurate and flexible? The initial setup and configuration. Where does margin analysis receive its data from? Other areas such as sales, purchasing, and finance. How often does manual postings occur in profitability analysis? Rarely. What does the term margin analysis refer to? Account-based profitability analysis. The terms are used interchangeably. What questions does margin analysis answer? How profitable is the company? How well is the segment performing? How profitable is this product? What is the contribution margin of that division, etc.? Where is the power and flexibility of profitability analysis found? In its multidimensional structure. How many dimensions can profitability be analyzed in? As many as are needed and configured in the system. What shape is margin analysis often referred to as? A multi-dimensional cube. Margin analysis multi-dimensional cube. What are the dimensions in margin analysis? The different characteristics that slice and dice data. What does each posting that is transferred to profitability analysis contain? Several characteristics. What does the characteristics in a posting to profitability analysis constitute? A multi-dimensional profitability segment. What are the two types of profitability analysis? Account-based, which is margin analysis, and costing-based. How is costing-based profitability analysis flexible and powerful? Because the value fields it uses can be defined as required in each SAP client. In older SAP releases, what was the popular type of profitability analysis? Costing-based profitability analysis. How does costing-based profitability analysis analyze profitability? Using value field buckets such as material costs, discounts, revenues, etc. What tables does costing-based profitability analysis use? These tables. What goes in place of XXXX? The operating concern. Example, operating concern 1000. Actual line item table. Okay. What is a limitation of costing-based profitability analysis? Reconciling CBPA, costing-based profitability analysis, with financial accounting. Why is reconciling CBPA with financial accounting a problem? The value fields don't match the accounts used in financial accounting. What is another limitation of costing-based profitability analysis? The value flow to financial accounting and the value flow to profitability analysis don't match. How don't the value flows match? The basic sales process: create sales order, delivery with goods issue equals cost of goods sold, posted in financial accounting, send customer invoice to customer equals includes sales tax revenue. In the CBPA sales process, create the sales order, that's the same. Delivery with goods issue, send customer invoice to customer, and includes sales revenue and cost of goods sold. The two processes don't match at month end. What has the limitations of costing based profitability analysis caused many companies to do? Adopt account based profitability analysis, aka margin analysis. What does margin analysis use to conduct profitability values? Cost elements. How does margin analysis reconcile with financial accounting? Seamlessly. In older versions of SAP, what limitations did margin analysis have? Cost of goods sold would not be split, but they could be in costing based profitability analysis. Variance analysis was not possible by variance category. Therefore, costing based profitability analysis was most commonly used. How was margin analysis improved in SAP S/4HANA? The advantages of costing based profitability analysis are now available in margin analysis. Easy reconciliation with financial accounting, document splitting is available, variance analysis by variance category is possible. In SAP S/4HANA, you can construct a profit and loss statement with a contribution margin calculation, very much like in costing based profitability analysis. How is margin analysis and costing based profitability analysis in S/4HANA? Margin analysis is required and recommended to be used alone. Costing based can be activated in addition to margin analysis. Under what condition does it make sense to use costing based in addition to margin analysis in S/4HANA? In a brownfield implementation when costing based was already in use. Does margin analysis create additional tables? No. What do segment postings update? Table AC DACA. What is margin analysis fully integrated with? Financial accounting. What is the main organizational unit for margin analysis? The operating concern. That concludes the overview of margin analysis. Now, let's cover the operating concern and master data for margin analysis. Focus. Operating concern. What is the operating concern assigned to? A controlling area. What is an operating concern? An organizational object that enables you to analyze an organization from a profitability point of view. Let's create an operating concern. Menu path to create an operating concern. Enterprise structure, definition, controlling, create operating concern. These are standard operating concern templates provided by SAP. To create a new operating concern, select A001 by clicking the gray box. Click the copy icon. Name the new operating concern US 01 and enter US operating concern for the description. Click Save. That concludes the operating concern. Now, let's cover the data structure and master data for margin analysis. Focus. Data structure. What does a data structure consist of for costing-based operating concerns? Characteristics and value fields. What does a data structure consist of for margin analysis, operating concern, characteristic, and value fields? I misread that. What do characteristics do in profitability analysis? Define the criteria by which you classify the values. What profitability analysis approach requires characteristics? Margin analysis, costing based profitability analysis. What are some of the standard delivered characteristics in SAP? Customer material, profit center, cost center, company code. What is the number limit of custom characteristics that can be created? 60. Let's maintain characteristics. Menu path to maintain characteristics. Controlling profitability analysis structures define operating concern, maintain characteristics. Here, you can choose to maintain all characteristics or only those assigned to a specific operating concern or not assigned. Select all characteristics, click the Change button. The system issues a warning message that you are changing cross-client data. Profitability analysis structures are cross-client and can be changed only in a client that allows cross-client customizations. This client should be your golden customizing client. Once changing that client, changes will be available immediately in other clients with the same instance. Click the green check mark to continue. This is a list of the characteristics defined in the system. All are standard characteristics provided by SAP. The naming convention for characteristics is that custom defined characteristics should start with WW. Characteristic code. For standard characteristics, this code often corresponds to the field name to which it refers. Description. Long description of the characteristic. Short text. A short description of the characteristic. Data type. Characteristic, CHAR, is used for alphanumerical values and NUMC for numerical values. NUMC there. Length. The length of the characteristic, which defines the length of the values supplied by this characteristic. Origin table. The ABAP dictionary table from which the field is taken. Origin field D. The field in the ABAP dictionary table from which the field is taken. Let's create a new custom characteristic. Green arrow back to the previous screen. Enter the characteristic name WWGRP to represent a customer group. Click the Create button. This pop-up window will appear. Define how the data will be retrieved for this characteristic. Transfer from SAP table / user defined. Two options are available: transferring the field from an SAP table, which you can specify in the table field, or creating a custom characteristic starting with WW. With own value maintenance, you can create your own table that will maintain the possible values of the characteristic without value maintenance. Used for characteristics that you don't define values for. With reference to existing values. You can define a characteristic that has the same data structure as a pre-existing field. The characteristic contains the same technical properties and the same value set as the reference field. Click the green check mark to proceed. Define the characteristic here. Description. Long description of the characteristic. Short text. A short description of the characteristic. Heading. A description of the characteristic used as a column heading. Data element. A characteristic can be defined with reference to an existing data element. Domain. The data domain of the existing data element the characteristic refers to. Data type. Well, yeah, data type. Data type. The data type of the characteristic. CHAR stands for alphanumerical values and NUMC for numerical values. Data length. The length of the characteristic which defines the length of the values supplied by this characteristic. Origin table. The ABAP dictionary table from which the field is taken. Origin field. The field in the ABAP dictionary table from which the field is taken. Check table / text table. When creating a characteristic that doesn't refer to an existing field, the system creates check tables that you can maintain the values of the characteristic. Click the joint icon to activate the characteristic. Will appear. The new check tables can be created automatically or manually. If you have only one SAP system in your landscape, you can click automatic and let the system assign the table names. However, if you have more than one system, we recommend creating your check tables manually to avoid inconsistencies. Click Save. Let's select the characteristics to be used in the operating concern. Menu path to select the characteristics to be used in the operating concern. Controlling profitability analysis structures, define operating concern, maintain operating concern. Here, you define the data structure of the operating concern. Enter US01 in the operating concern field. Click the Edit button to switch from display to change mode. Activate both the costing-based and account-based profitability analysis by selecting the checkboxes. Click Create button to select the characteristics for the operating concern. The system has created data structure CE1 US01 for the operating concern, which will be used for costing-based profitability analysis. In the lower left section of the screen, no characteristics have been selected for the operating concern. On the right side, all available characteristics are listed. Select the needed characteristics by clicking the gray box. Move the selected characteristic to the data structure by clicking the left arrow. This is how it looks when the characteristics are assigned to the data structure. Click the Value Fields tab. Add the value fields you want to use to the operating concern. Click Save. Click the joint icon to activate. Double-click a value field to see its definition. This is the definition of the value field. A value field can be defined either as an amount or quantity field. Also, its data element is defined on this screen. Quantity, amount, data element. That concludes the data structure. Now, let's cover operating concern attributes in master data for margin analysis. Focus. Operating concern attributes. Let's return to the screen where we select the characteristics to be used in the operating concern. Menu path to select the characteristics to be used in the operating concern. Controlling profitability analysis structures, define operating concern, maintain operating concern. Let's maintain the attributes of the operating concern. Select the Attributes tab. Operating concern currency. The data transferred to profitability analysis is converted to and updated in this currency. Fiscal year variant. Used to determine the periods in the profitability analysis. Currency types for costing-based profitability analysis. Define additional currency types that values should be stored in for costing-based profitability analysis. Second period type, weeks. When selected, the system stores the actual and/or planned data in costing-based profitability analysis in weeks in addition to the defined time periods. Click the Environment tab. Here, you generate the profitability analysis environment. You need to activate both the cross-client and client-specific parts by clicking the Joint button in both sections. We still need to maintain the master data in the following, which are the next two sections of this training video: characteristics hierarchy, characteristics derivation. That concludes the operating concern attributes. Now let's cover characteristics hierarchy and master data for margin analysis. Characteristics hierarchy. We need to group characteristic values in a hierarchy so they can be used in derivation of values and reporting. Let's group characteristic values in a hierarchy. Menu path to group characteristic values in a hierarchy. Controlling profitability analysis, master data, characteristic values, define characteristics hierarchy. Enter your operating concern. Select account based. Click the green checkbox. On the left is a list of characteristics for which you can create a hierarchy. Select customer so you can build a hierarchy of customers. Enter variant 001 in the variant field. You can maintain multiple hierarchies under different variant names. Click Create/Change. Enter a description for the variant. Visible system-wide. Makes the hierarchy available in profitability analysis and other components of the system. Click the hierarchy icon. Here, You can build a tree-like structure with nodes and subnodes. Customer 11 is at the top. The top level customer is 1000022. Several customers are one level lower. You can add nodes and subnodes using the same level and lower level commands. Click Save. That concludes the characteristic hierarchy. Now, let's cover characteristic derivation in master data for margin analysis. Focus. Characteristic derivation. What does each posting to profitability analysis form? A profitability segment. What is a profitability segment? A combination of posted characteristics. How many profitability segments are determined? By the standard logic of the system. How are profitability segments determined? By the standard logic of the system. What is an example of system logic determining a profitability segment? The ship to customer from the sales order will go into the ship to characteristic in the profitability segment. What has to happen before the system can derive its own values to determine profitability segments? You have to build logic for the characteristics. How do you build logic for characteristics? Maintain characteristic derivation. Let's maintain the characteristic derivation. Menu path to maintain the characteristic derivation. Controlling profitability analysis master data define characteristic derivation, or enter T code KEDR. This is a list of defined derivation steps. You can have multiple steps that derive various characteristics. To create a new step, click Step from the top menu, which can't be seen on this screen. Create a step to derive the reference item from the sales document. This pop-up window will appear. Select the type of derivation rule to use. Derivation rule. You can specify if then logic that combines several characteristics. Table lookup. This rule tells the system to derive the values of the characteristics from another table slash field. Move enables you to move the content of a source field or a constant to a target field. Clear enables you to delete a characteristic value. Resets it to blank for CHAR fields or to 0 for NUMC fields. Enhancement. You can program your own logic for the derivation developed using component 003 of customer enhancement COPA 0001. For now, select Table Lookup. Click the green check mark. Specify the table to read values from. Enter VBAP, sales document, item data. Click the green checkbox. Define the rules for the derivation. Step description. Enter a description for the step. A good practice is to name it with the name of the characteristic being derived. Source fields for table lookup. Fields from the sales document item table used to derive the characteristic and their corresponding fields in profitability analysis are defined. Assignment of table fields to target fields. Define that field from VBAP VGBEL, document number of the reference document, from the sales document line item table, a characteristic you created that represents the document number of the reference document WW001 should be derived. Click Save. Using these derivation techniques, you should complete the derivation steps for all your characteristics not already derived by the standard logic of the system. That concludes characteristic derivation and this training video. Thank you. And as always, if these videos are helping you on your SAP FICO training journey, please like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment in the chat. Let me know how many years of SAP FICO experience you have. Thank you all for your time. Till next time. Peace.